the agreement that it's a gang. He said YSL is a gang, and he know people in this on this trial who committed crime in furtherance of the gang.
I'm almost certain Gunna's team is leaking it to his fan pages. I'm almost certain.
Yo, they got more hits than Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me. You hard, boy, you tripping.
And I ride past your house for sale sign up.
Stop right there. What if I told you that Young Thug, the so-called slime king of rap, just dropped the biggest bombshell of his career? After weeks of speculation and leaked jail calls, Thug has now made a shocking public apology to Gunna. But here's the twist. Was this apology genuine, or is it just a last-ditch effort to save his reputation? In a moment that could change the entire game, Thug admits to betraying Gunna, claiming he used YSL for his own personal gain. The hip-hop world is in chaos, and fans are split. Some say it's sincere, while others believe it's a PR stunt to protect his legacy. But the plot thickens, with DJ Academics, 6ix9ine, and Whack 100 weighing in on this scandal, and insiders from YSL revealing secrets that could destroy everything.
He told before Gunna, 2015, told, and this was crazy. Got caught with 2 or 3 sticks in LA. Now I'm trying to figure out where them cases went.
You have the right to call an attorney right now. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm not, it's me, the horse. Like, I'm not saying that. Y'all heard what y'all heard.
One thing I know about it, that ain't got nothing to lose. He gonna take everybody down with him.
So, what's the real story behind this apology? Did Thug truly fail Gunna, or is this just another move in the game? The rap world is waiting for answers, and you get to decide who's telling the truth. Stay tuned, because the fallout is just beginning.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Promises. Make promises. Just we keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever make want to know anything, tell me. I'm telling you anything. Well, don't tell the world.
What you got, bro?
Yes, you can.
Hey.
I don't have your number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't give it to her,
Hold up. This is a moment you won't want to miss, because Young Thug, the so-called slime king of hip-hop, just dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. We all know Thug's reputation. He's the rap mogul who built his empire on the foundation of loyalty, street codes, and unwavering loyalty to his YSL family. But what if I told you that the very man who defined never snitching and no folding might have just betrayed the very people who put him on?
And get what? On that call, I never even told you he turned Wham against P, or he turned Wham against all these other different people that he did. But however you have found out, it came off the phone call. But guarantee you ain't going for that line. Should be shunned just like us. The judge had shunned them, now the streets need to shun that. Guess what? That's what I'm telling you. The thing about sitting down there, coming on here lying, playing them, I ain't telling your ass the truth. Just like I stand up, don't like that tell the truth. He hiding behind these motherfuckers masks, but get what? A mask gotta come off. You ain't gonna be able to keep that motherfucking mask on forever. You ain't gonna be able to keep throwing rocks and hide your hand. This is calm.
We're talking about an apology. A bombshell, no less, from Young Thug himself, confessing to his betrayal of Gunna, his one-time ally and YSL label mate. Thug, in a stunning moment of vulnerability, admits that he used YSL for his own personal gain. He acknowledges that the loyalty he preached about for years wasn't as strong as we all thought. This isn't just a random tweet or a casual comment. This is a direct apology to Gunna, the very person Thug once built his entire never snitch narrative around. The man who mocked Gunna when he took that infamous Alford plea deal, and now, in a dramatic twist, he's the one coming clean. But wait, before you start feeling sorry for him, let's break it down. This isn't just an apology out of the goodness of his heart. No, there's something much darker at play. Thug's sudden change of heart comes after a series of leaked jail calls, phone calls that have been spreading like wildfire across the internet. These aren't just any ordinary calls. We're talking about conversations where Young Thug allegedly admits to making promises to law enforcement in exchange for leniency.
Young Thug came home and said, yo, buddy, you're a rat. Stop acting like we cool. Made another excuse. Nah, but his music fire. I said when he come home and say that Gunna told, y'all was gonna be like, all right, now everybody, You see how every time it's something every time?
And we like Thug though, man. Like somebody, yo.
Doug told, bro.
What?
He told before Gunna, 2015. Told, and this was crazy. Got caught with 2 or 3 sticks in L.A. Now I'm trying to figure out where them cases went. He got coming out the Lowe's Hotel, the same hotel where Yo Gotti them had that bang out. Remember that bang out happened? Got caught in the Sprinter with 2 or 3 sticks. We ain't heard about that case. This was back then. He told my, and like Rollo said, what conversations did you have since then?
A far cry from the fearless, untouchable image we've come to know. And guess what? This isn't just one conversation. It's multiple, leaving fans and critics alike questioning everything we thought we knew about Thug's integrity. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this a setup? A last-ditch effort by Thug to clean up his image? Some say it's a PR stunt to soften the blow of his image as a snitch, while others argue it's a genuine moment of regret. Either way, the hip-hop world is in complete disarray. Fans are split down the middle, and the entire industry is watching closely as this drama unfolds. But the scandal doesn't end there. The world is only starting to grasp the magnitude of what Thug's confession could mean for his career, his relationships, and the future of YSL Records. This isn't just about one man's apology. No, it's about a whole industry on the brink of collapse.
I'm almost certain Gunna's team is leaking it to his fan pages. I'm almost certain, okay? I know they're not going to agree to it, right? But I'm almost certain that Gunna's lawyers pulled, because yes, when you're in the case, you don't have to go through a Freedom of Information Act or anything like this, and some of these things would even be available, or it could be challenged if you try to do a FOIA on it. But it appears all of these things may have been gotten from maybe somebody who was in the case that would request them, and it could have been something for the nature of an appeal or something like that, so the courts are going to give it up because you're a defendant. So for me, I can't tell why there is, like, where's Gunna's calls? Like, we want to hear Gunna's calls, right? And by the way, you could tell maybe they were both doing it to each other. There's a time where Thug actually says he has been having his lawyers review Gunna's call, and Gunna is on the phone talking to a girl saying, I love you, I'm gonna come home soon. And he basically even thinks that Gunna got out of jail early because he wanted, which, bruv, if that's the case, the streets is cooked.
It's about the loyalty between Gunna and Thug that could now be shattered forever. So, what triggered this sudden confession? Is it the pressure from the leaked jail calls, or is there something deeper brewing in Thug's psyche? The answers might surprise you, but for now, the rap world is left with more questions than answers. Thug's confession has opened up a can of worms that no one saw coming, and now, everyone's scrambling to understand the true story behind his apology. Now that we've seen the confession, let's break down what this apology really means. Young Thug, the self-proclaimed Slime King, the man who built his entire career on loyalty, street codes, and no snitching, is suddenly doing the unthinkable, apologizing. But why? And how did we get here? This isn't just an apology, it's a career-shifting moment. Remember how Young Thug always portrayed himself as someone who would never betray his own, especially his label mates, his crew, his family? He literally made that his brand with lines like, "If you snitch, you're dead to me." He used that line to stay relevant in the streets and to build his empire. So, what does this apology say about him now? Let's dig deeper into the truth behind that call and why it's shocking even for the most loyal fans. First off, the apology is full of contradictions. Thug, on the one hand, claims he failed Gunna, but on the other hand, he still tries to justify his actions. He's not outright saying, "I'm sorry for everything," like a man taking full responsibility for his role. Instead, there's a lot of "I was forced into it" energy, like he's still trying to play the victim in this scenario. And that's where things get really interesting. This apology doesn't sound like someone who has genuinely come to terms with their mistakes. It sounds like someone trying to salvage what's left of their image, their reputation. The question now becomes, is this a sincere attempt to mend things with Gunna, or is it part of a bigger play to clear his name in the public eye?
Gunna got out. You gotta remember, Thug is running this label from behind jail. Thug wanted this off the label. There's a lot of paperwork there. And also, you got to realize they're not going to release somebody from their contract because they snitch. They're going to say, we're going to make money off the snitch. We don't do that. I'll give you a little bit more tea. All that told by Boston Richie told Future wouldn't do a record with him, but Future wouldn't drop him. You see how it's business at the end of the day. And I had these conversations with people that worked with the new regime over at 300/Atlantic. And they said, yo, what's probably going to happen is that his contract is going to get moved. So he won't be YSL. But no, in the history of time, we don't care what you do. They're not letting you go. They'll optically take you off the label, but they're never going to say, we don't want percentage points on money you make.
Told them that. Gunna, but it was going over their head. It was going over their head because why? They ain't street. This ain't who they pretend to be. I said, leave Gunna alone. Gunna didn't do nothing wrong. Go look at Thug's interview. They said, why you didn't sign Lil Baby? Thug said, because I didn't want to pull Lil Baby in my... Hey, Lil Baby, I know you might be watching, partner. Got nothing to do with you. Get your money. Hey, we need somebody to win, buddy. It can't be you. Stay out of it. Hey, 21, y'all, stay out of it. Hey, cause get what, bro? One thing I know about it, that ain't got nothing to lose, he gonna take everybody down with him. Trust me, when it's time for to stand up, they gonna stand up. They can say what they want to say about me. They can say what they want to say about me. But I ain't did what nobody forced me to do.
The problem with public perception. Now, let's talk about the reactions. This isn't just about what Thug is saying, it's about the people around him, the ones who've been affected by his decisions. We've already seen what DJ Academics has to say about it. He's been very vocal, claiming that Thug had been playing the long game and that Gunna was smart for holding on to these recordings. In Academics' eyes, Gunna's move was a genius one. But is it really? Let's not forget, Gunna hasn't stayed quiet during all of this. In fact, it seems like he's been waiting for the right moment to reclaim his narrative. After the release of these recordings, Gunna's camp didn't hesitate to put the pressure on Thug, almost as if they were challenging him to prove his loyalty. Meanwhile, we've got the likes of Wack 100 jumping in, saying that Thug is in deep trouble and that this apology is just another PR stunt. According to Wack, this is Thug's attempt to save face because the walls are closing in. Could it be? Could Thug have really messed up so badly that even someone as influential as Wack 100, who has a reputation for being a street purist, has no faith left in him? But it gets even worse for Thug, that is. Fans have been speaking out, and they're not just showing disappointment, they're questioning everything about him. Some are even saying that Thug's whole career was a lie, that his loyalty was never real, and that it was all a performance, a facade. If that's the case, this apology isn't just about Gunna, it's about saving Thug's legacy. Thug's complex relationship with loyalty and betrayal. Let's take a moment to explore the core issue here, loyalty. Thug's apology to Gunna shines a spotlight on the real meaning of loyalty in the rap game, something we've heard him preach about for years. But when the pressure hit, it seems like Thug folded. Is that the truth? What's most telling is the contradiction between what Thug has preached and what he's now admitting. Just a couple of years ago, Thug's entire brand was built on standing strong, never folding, and sticking by his team, no matter the cost. His fans respected him for it, his peers admired him for it. But now, we're seeing a completely different side, a side that's willing to bend and apologize for personal mistakes. Is this the same young Thug who talked about loyalty on every track? Is this the same slime king who told his fans to never snitch? You can't have it both ways. Thug's apology, whether real or fake, is a direct challenge to his own legacy. The streets are watching, and Thug is now on trial, not by the courts, but by the people who put him on that throne in the first place. The implications of this are huge, not just for Thug's career, but for his label, YSL. Could the streets turn their back on YSL? Could Thug's fall from grace affect everyone associated with him, including Gunna, Lil Baby, and others? What's at stake now? Thug's apology might have opened a new can of worms, and it's not just a personal issue anymore, it's a label-wide crisis. Now that we've dissected Thug's apology and explored the mixed reactions from his fans, influencers, and industry insiders, it's time to dive into the fallout. What happens next? This is where the real consequences start to unravel. First off, let's talk about the immediate backlash. The rap game is built on trust, loyalty, and respect, and Young Thug's admission of failure in regards to Gunna is shaking everything to its core. But is this fallout just about him and Gunna, or is it something bigger? The answer is, it's bigger than just Thug and Gunna. The whole YSL, Young Stoner life, empire is in jeopardy, and Thug's apology might be the first step toward its unraveling. The end of the Slime King? We've seen it time and time again. In the rap game, perception is everything. Thug built his entire slime persona on being loyal, on never folding, and on standing strong with his crew. But now that persona is being challenged. The apology is a crack in his armor, and once that crack appears, it's hard to patch it up. The streets are ruthless, and they don't forget. Once you're labeled a snitch, no matter what your intentions were, the damage is done. Sure, Thug is trying to salvage his reputation, but the trust he once had with his fans and peers is shattered. This isn't just about his relationship with Gunna anymore. It's about how the world perceives him. Thug is facing a crossroads. Either he takes responsibility for his actions and does the hard work to regain the public's trust, or he continues down this slippery slope where his legacy as the Slime King is destroyed forever. The future of YSL. And what about YSL? Young Thug may have been the leader of the label, but can YSL survive without its king? Gunna, who was once one of Thug's most trusted allies, is now in a position where he's no longer part of the label. The moment Gunna took that plea deal, everything changed for YSL. And now, with Thug's admission of guilt, the future of the entire label seems uncertain. But let's not forget, YSL is not just a record label. It's an empire. It's built on money, power, and influence. But when the leader falls, so does the empire. The legal ramifications of Thug's alleged involvement in a criminal organization are still looming large. The streets are already whispering that YSL could become the next target for federal investigations, especially with the RICO case still hanging over them. Industry reactions and consequences. Let's take a quick look at what some of the industry's biggest players have said. DJ Academics, 6ix9ine, and Wack 100 have all had their say about Young Thug's current situation, and their reactions add more fuel to the fire. DJ Academics wasted no time calling Thug's situation a huge mistake. He's also questioning whether Thug's loyalty was ever real, hinting that it was all for public image. Academics is loving the chaos because, in his words, this is the drama hip-hop loves. 6ix9ine, who's been on the receiving end of the snitch label for years, is having a field day. He's on Instagram, mocking the very people who once dragged him for cooperating with the authorities. And the irony isn't lost on anyone. The streets are quiet when it's Thug, but when it was 6ix9ine, they couldn't shut up. Wack 100 comes in with his conspiracy theories. He's already hinting that Thug's deal with the authorities is much deeper than anyone realizes. According to Wack, Thug's entire career might have been built on the same type of backdoor deals that he's now facing. But Wack isn't the only one saying this. Woody and Mondo, two YSL insiders, have been vocal about the betrayal they feel from Thug. It's not just the fans who are divided, it's the whole industry. Rappers like 21 Savage and Lil Baby are staying quiet, possibly distancing themselves from the scandal to protect their own careers. But as much as the industry has turned its back on Thug, one thing is certain: the impact is irreversible. Rappers won't work with him. Brands won't endorse him. And with all the snitching allegations, his career is in a free fall. Legal consequences. Now, we can't ignore the legal consequences of this whole ordeal. Thug's plea deal may have allowed him to avoid jail time, but now, with these leaked audio tapes, his probation is in serious jeopardy. If the DA sees this as a violation, they could easily revoke his probation and send him back to prison. The pressure on Thug is mounting, and every move he makes from here on out is being closely scrutinized. Moreover, there's still the YSL RICO case. The feds are circling, and the prosecution could use these tapes as ammunition to make their case stronger. If the tapes are admissible in court, Thug could be looking at even harsher charges, making his entire career come crashing down. The last thing Thug needs is to be caught on another wiretap or video. With his past catching up to him, the public is waiting for the other shoe to drop. So, with everything we've discussed, the apology, the backlash, and the legal consequences, where does Young Thug go from here? Can he rebuild his empire, or has he sealed his fate as a cautionary tale? But here's the real question. Do you believe his apology? Or is it just another attempt at damage control? Let us know in the comments, because the debate is just getting started. If you're still invested in this drama, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. This is far from over. The next twist could come at any moment. Stay locked in, and we'll keep breaking down every single revelation as it unfolds. Because trust me, this saga is far from finished. Now that we've unpacked this explosive situation, here's where you come in. We've seen Young Thug's apology, the reactions from his fans, and the shocking legal consequences that might follow. But what do you think? Is this real remorse? Or is it just a calculated PR stunt to save his career? Could this whole situation have been avoided? Or has Thug's Slime King persona been too good to last? Fans are divided, and so is the hip-hop world, so we want to know what you think. Here's the big question. Does Young Thug deserve forgiveness? Or has he permanently broken the trust of his fans and peers? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is a debate that's sure to heat up. Was he always playing a game of manipulation? Or did he truly fail his friend Gunna? Are Thug's actions justifiable under the immense pressure of prison? Or does this just prove that even the strongest characters crack when it gets too real? This situation isn't just about Young Thug anymore. It's about the whole hip-hop industry and the streets themselves. Has this street code died? Or is this just another chapter in a long saga of betrayal and survival? And the real question, if Thug's apology isn't enough, what comes next? So hit that like button if you're ready for more, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of the crazy twists to come. We're diving deep into this scandal, and we're not stopping until every piece of this drama is uncovered. Make sure you're a part of the conversation. This ride is just getting started, and you won't want to miss a second. So drop your theories, your questions, and let's talk about the future of Young Thug and the YSL empire. Stay tuned, because the saga is far from over.